Hello, everyone. My name is Via Moradi, and it's a real pleasure to be here today to present this research that connects two areas I'm passionate about: environmental governance and digital innovation. The title of my presentation is The Role of Smart Contracts in Morocco's Climate Change Mitigation, Legal Frameworks and Implementation Challenges. Today, we will explore how smart contracts in emerging technologies could potentially reshape the way we design and implement climate strategies in Morocco, and moreover, what legal frameworks are required to make this possible. Climate change is a global emergency that has evolved from being slowly a scientific concern into a multifaceted legal, political, and technological challenge. Morocco has shown clear commitment to international climate goals. However, like many countries, it faces seriously implementation gaps that hinder progress. As a consequence, there has been growing interest in emerging technologies that can support greener governance. One such technology is the smart contract, a computer program that automatically executes contractual terms using blockchain technology. The fundamental question then arises: can we leverage these digital tools to make environmental policies more efficient, transparent, and trustworthy? This therefore forms the core of our investigation. This research has four main goals. First, to assess the actual potential of smart contracts in assisting Morocco to achieve its climate goals, such as reducing emissions, managing water resources, or enforcing green subsidies, thereby enhancing environmental governance. Second, to identify the legal and regulatory obstacles that currently prevent their widespread adoption and use. Third, to analyze the benefits that smart contracts and blockchain could bring, particularly in terms of real-time transparency, automated compliance, and fraud reduction, which can substantially improve current practices. Finally, to offer concrete legal recommendations that will enable Morocco to adopt this technology in a secure and sustainable manner. Our methodology combines legal theory with practical analysis. Initially, we conducted a doctrinal legal analysis of Moroccan law, examining how contracts are defined and enforced alongside how environmental obligations are regulated. Subsequently, we carried out a comparative study of countries that are already experimenting with smart contracts for climate action. Examples include carbon markers in the United States and energy monitoring systems in Latin America. Moreover, we conducted semi-structured interviews with government officials, compliance officers, legal scholars, and IT specialists, with provided insights into both opportunities and institutional hesitations. Finally, we analyzed the technical structure of smart contracts, investigating how they function with blockchain platforms, and deciding what environmental use cases are currently in development, such as water management, emission tracking, or green finance. This research centers on a fundamental problem. Can Morocco legally recognize and integrate smart contracts within its climate policy framework? This overarching question leads to three interrelated challenges. Firstly, there is legal uncertainty because smart contracts are not explicitly recognized in Moroccan civil law, especially with public law or environment contracts. Secondly, significant implementation barriers exist as the digital infrastructure and institutional expertise required use of blockchain systems are still limited. Thirdly, there is a risk of legal misalignment, given the innovative tools must in order to comply with basic legal principles such as consent, liability, and data protection. The results are promising yet complex. One hand, smart contracts offer enormous potential. They can automate carbon etiquette verification, thereby ensuring faster and more reliable transactions. Additionally, they can efficiently manage energy distribution agreements, particularly within the solar and wind energy sectors. Moreover, they enable real-time monitoring of compliance with water and land use policies, which significantly enhance oversight and enforcement. On the other hand, however, there are serious legal and institutional obstacles. Currently, Moroccan law does not define or regulate smart contracts in any substantive legal manner, creating uncertainty. Furthermore, significant concern exists regarding data protection and cybersecurity, especially given the cross-border nature of many blockchain networks. In addition, many public actors remain familiar with these technologies, which contributes to institutional resistance or hesitation in adopting them. What do these findings imply in practice? Firstly, Moroccan law must involve to recognize that smart contracts are not merely code but constitute legal agreements with enforceable effects. Secondly, there is a pressing need for training and capacity building. Judge, public officials, and legal professionals must understand how these tools operate in order to regulate and interpret them appropriately. Thirdly, we recommend implementing regulatory sandboxes, a model already successful in vintage, which would allow controlled experimentation with smart contracts within actual environmental projects. By adopting such measures, innovation and legal certainty can develop hand in hand. In conclusion, smart contracts hold significant potential to revolutionize Morocco's approach to climate governance by enabling greater efficiency, transparency, and accountability. Nevertheless, unlocking this potential cannot be achieved without substantial legal reforms and institutional adaptations. Firstly, Moroccan law must be updated to explicitly define and recognize smart contracts as legally binding instruments, thereby providing clear legal certainty. Secondly, it is essential to develop specific regulations that govern the use of smart contracts in both public administration and environmental projects, ensuring that their development aligns with existing legal principles and protects stakeholders' rights. Moreover, pilot programs and regulatory sandboxes should be established to allow for controlled experimentation and evaluation of smart contract application, which will help with identify best practices and potential risks before full-scale implementation. Ultimately, Morocco is presented with a unique opportunity to position itself as a regional leader by combining innovative green policies with cutting-edge digital technologies. However, this can only be realized if the legal framework is sufficiently prepared to support and regulate this transformation effectively and responsibly. Therefore, a collaborative effort involving lawmakers, technologies, and environmental stakeholders will be crucial to achieving these goals. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm now happy to take your questions, comments, or feedback. Wherever you are, a lawyer, a climate activist, or a technology enthusiast, I look forward to hearing your perspective. Thanks again.